Akin goes to school. Chapter 1. The Sanitary Inspector. Get up, you lazy boys. Akin yawned and stretched sleepily on the old ragged mat that saved him and his younger brother, Ojo, as a bed. Get up, how many times do I have to call you? He heard his mother shout again. Akin kicked Ojo, who was snoring deeply. You bully, Ojo cried as he started awake. Can't you leave me alone? Ojo was interrupted by his mother, standing over him with her arms on her hips. Akin, you should be ashamed of yourself, sleeping late into the morning while your poor old mother does all the housework. I've been waiting for an hour now for you to fetch water. If you don't get up immediately, you will have no breakfast. It was only 6 o'clock in the morning and it was still dark, but Akin's mother had been up since 5, preparing the roasted yam they would eat for breakfast. But we are tired, mother, the two boys grumbled, knowing their mother would never carry out her threat. Akin, Ojo, Palma, Shegun bellowed out. The boys leaped up at the sound of their father's voice. They had thought he had left for farm. Before they could even say good morning and prostrate before him, Farmer Shegun had cuffed Akin on the ear. Do not argue with your mother, you lazy good-for-nothing boy. You are old enough to know better, he said angrily. Little Ojo was grinning at his brother's misfortune when his father turned on him. And if you are not careful, Ojo, you will get a slap too. Don't think that because you are only a few years old, you can escape punishment. When I was your age, if I was rude to my parents, I was flogged. So you just have to be careful. There goes father again, Akin thought to himself as he nursed his smarting hair, always talking about when he was a boy. Doesn't he know times have changed? Only yesterday morning, Akin had at least summoned up courage to talk to Mr. Komolafe, the sanitary inspector. Ever since Mr. Komolafe had first come to Akoka village 3 months ago on his shiny Raleigh bicycle and a smart khaki uniform with bright brass button and a pit helmet with a flashing badge on its front. Akin was determined that one day he would be a sanitary inspector. He wasn't going to be like his father, setting off on foot at 5 in the morning in the dark and trekking 5 kilometers to his cocoa farm. Not for him, the back-breaking work of planting yams and consi cassava. On the days his father took him to the farm to help, he hated every minute. When he grew up, he wanted a job like Mr. Komolofa, where he would ride a bicycle and where people would respect him wearing his helmet. Mr. Komolofa used to come to the village once a week from Ofa, which was 9 kilometers away. Akin and Ojo and their friends would follow him around as he told this man to clean his compound and the woman to clear the dirty puddle beside her house. One brave boy had asked Mr. Komolafe why he kept telling people to clear away dirty water. To their surprise, Mr. Komolafe had not been angry with him as their father would have been for speaking up out of turn. Instead, he replied, you see children, when we get fever, it is because of the mosquito that bites us. The mosquito carries the fever. Now the mosquito begins its life in dirty water. The female mosquito lays its egg in the water. Then the egg hatch into what we call larvae. Later, the larvae, which are like little grubs, turn into mosquito. Now the larvae are not strong enough to live in running water like a stream. They can only swim in still water, like this puddle here. So that's why it is necessary to clear it away to stop you all getting fever. The children were all fascinated by this little lecture from Mr. Komolafe. Akin thought to himself, how does he know all these things? Certainly his father didn't know things like that. He determined one day when he felt brave enough to ask Mr. Komolafe a secret. And so the day before his father had coughed on the hay, Akin walked about 4 meters outside the village on the bush to Offa, the nearest big town. Mr. Komolafe lived in Kofa and always arrived at Akoka by that road around 9 in the morning on Thursdays. When Akin saw Mr. Komolafe, he rushed towards him, waving his hand. What is it, my boy? Mr. Komolafe asked as he put on his brakes. Oga, I beg, sorry to worry you, Akin burst out nervously. But I have a big question. Yes, my boy, go ahead, Komolafe replied kindly. For he had a 7-year-old son, the same age as Akin, and he was forever asking questions. Oga, is it you know how so many more things than my father? Was it you do with that paper and stick when you visit us? How did you get your bicycle and fine clothes? Why hasn't your father told you about school? Mr. Komolafe replied in a surprised tone. No, Oga, what is school? Patiently, Mr. Komolafe, whose son also who was already in primary school at Ofa, told him all about school and what education could do for people. He explained that the stick was a pen which, when he wrote down on the paper what he was doing, Akin, who didn't fully understand what Mr. Komolafe had told him, said excitedly, "You mean if I went to school one day I could